Hello, let's read a little bit, shall we?
Tears death's power. Death no longer has the last word. The love of the Son proves to be stronger than death because it unites man with God's love, which is God's very being. Thus, in the resurrection of Christ, it is not just the destiny of an individual that is called to mind. He is now perpetually present, because he lives, and he gathers us up, so that we may live. Jekos I live. You alive also, JN 14:19. In the light of Easter, Christians see themselves as people who truly live. They have found their way out of an existence that is more death than life. They have discovered real life, and this is eternal life, that they know you the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom you have sent. And 17:3. Deliverance from death is at the same time deliverance from the captivity of individualism, from the prison of self, from the incapacity to love and make a gift of oneself. Thus Easter becomes the great feast of baptism, in which man, as it were, enacts the passage through the Red Sea, emerges from his own existence into communion with Christ, and so into communion with all who belong to Christ. Resurrection builds communion. It creates the new people of God.
So that was just a little bit from Pope Benedict's Spirit of the Liturgy that I've been reading. And I think it ironic that I just happened upon that page when I decided to make this video. My parish got me this wonderful little gadget called an OrCam, and as you could see and hear, it takes a picture of a page and reads it immediately to me. And it's pretty amazing. Technology has come such a long way. Even the iPhone that I'm recording this video on, it's telling me right now in my earbud if my face is centered in the frame or not. And these are such wonderful things. The iPhone has the voiceover accessibility so that anything on the screen that I touch, it will read. So basically, I don't have to work in an office with a whole bunch of bulky equipment anymore. My office is my phone. And that is so amazing. But this little OrCam gizmo, my parish got it for me for Christmas. And yes, it helps me with my own independence, but it helps me to help them, because now I can read things, study things, so that my work can be better and do a lot more on my own. So, it's important that we help each other, and we're there for each other in this life. And, we need to help each other rather than tear each other down. We need to stop thinking in terms of impossibility, and we need to think about what is possible. We all have the possibility to change the world and make it a better place. We just have to move positively forward. We don't need to be stuck in this mindset of, well, you can't do this because you're blind, or you can't do this because whatever. We need to move forward. And we have a society to change, to get it to understand that all life is worth living. I went to an eye doctor one time, and this doctor came in and said, oh, there's this wonderful new procedure where, we can do a test if you were to have a significant other, and if she was to conceive, we could test the fetus in the uterus to see if it would have your eye condition or not, and then you could decide whether to have an abortion. I was 18 years old when I was told this, and I didn't understand what abortion was at the time. I just knew it was wrong, and I just said, I'm Christian, I don't believe in abortion. But basically what I realized years later is that lady was just telling me that my life wasn't worth living, nor any potential future children, and that my life as a blind person is useless, not worth living, and I'm better off dead. That's basically what she told me, and that was hard to take in. And that's horrible. That should not be. Especially with technology as it is in this day, we need to give each other a chance and realize that life is worth living. We all can change the world to make it a better place. We all have a mission in life. And there are so many possibilities out there. So I just want to take this moment to challenge all of us to remember that we can all do something, and sometimes we have to help each other out. As what we just heard from Pope Benedict, We have to get out of that prison of individualism and remember that we are a human race and not just individuals. So we need to be there for each other and not just shut each other down and close each other off and isolate each other because of perceived disabilities. And that's why I say I hate the word inclusion. There is no such thing as inclusion. Because when you try to be, quote, inclusive, somebody's going to get excluded. And I know there's some people that have a hard time hearing that because that's one of those hot button topic phrases right now is inclusion. You know, that's the politically correct thing to do, inclusion. Well, I can tell you as a blind person, I've been excluded out of a lot of things through life. And sometimes excluded even though someone was trying to be inclusive. You know how it feels when you're the last one picked for a game in school, in the gym, or whatever? I've dealt with that a lot of my life. And yeah, we can be forced to, quote, be inclusive and have people at the table, but that doesn't mean they're actually being included. That's why I say we need to get rid of this term inclusion, and instead we need to love. That's what Christ did. He loved people, and that's how he conquered the world. And that's how we should all conquer the world and make it a better place, is through love, not inclusion. Love is larger and greater than inclusion, because you can include somebody at the table, but that doesn't mean you love them. And love means sacrifice, willing the good of the other, holding each other accountable. It's one thing to include someone, but it is a whole other to love them. And that's what I challenge us to do, to truly love, not include. Inclusiveness has become a political statement, and as far as I'm concerned, is an empty phrase. Instead, let's love. Love goes beyond everything. And especially those of us who have disabilities. Yeah, we don't need to be on this soapbox of you have to include me or else I'm going to sue you or I'm going to do this. That does not help. Yeah, there needs to be some accountability. But if we try to help people understand where we come from and where we are, we can all move together in a positive direction through meeting each other where we are, loving one another, not forced inclusion. Because then there's no actual inclusion. It's just, I'm doing this because I have to. And that just doesn't get it. So let's love one another. And those of you out there with disabilities who are choosing to stay at home and just draw a Social Security check, get out. Do something. Those things aren't going to last forever. And yeah, life is not fair. Yes, I've had to work twice as hard as a blind person, and that's not fair. But I choose to positively move forward, even when I have those bad days. We need to choose to love, choose to move forward. It will be okay. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but we can do it. And so I hope this gives you encouragement, and let's all get out there and choose to make the world a better place in love. God bless you.